Good morning. All right, back at the shop here. Let's see what we're working on. This car, everything was pretty beautiful under it, except for the transmission cross member here was real boogered up, and it was definitely added after the car was built. Like, that's not real pretty. So these tubes are both different lengths, and it didn't line up, and it was not correct. So we are replacing that, and then he's got a mock-up trans sitting in it. And once that's done, we can put the trans in, and we can sit the motor down in and see where we need to put our new mounts for the engine plate, since we're going to small block. Right now I'm going to go to Pile Hardware and see if I can get an 1.5" outside diameter tubing to fit inside that trans member mount. That way we can make it removable. So I'm on the hunt for a small section of 1.5" steel so we can fabricate this cross member for the transmission. So I had these little segments filmed where I went all over the Kanawha County area looking for a certain piece of pipe to fabricate this trans cross member. Long story short, I couldn't find what we needed, so we ended up using some scrap stuff we had sitting around. After making the pieces and putting them in and spending all night finishing them up, I wasn't happy with them, so we decided to remake the whole piece.
A few minutes later.
Now, neither of us claimed to be fabricators, and before this, I hadn't welded since I went to Carver Career Center, and I think I was 17 at the time, so it's been a while. Once Johnny was done, I gave it a shot on the second bracket. Here at Mountain State Fabrication, we make our own parts. This is the best Carver Career Center 6-week course has to offer right here. We're fabricators now.
Oh, we are. We are. Now, what we want to do is get this bolted in, both sides, and then mark them.
Okay.
Because that'll keep everything level.
Sounds good.
Yep. We can do the first one just like this.
Here at Mountain State Fabrication, we specialize in removable cross members. There you go.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, y'all. It's a little bit after 11 p.m. and I'm back at the shop, and hopefully I can finish up this transmission mount here. Once we get it put together and mocked up, then I'll take it out and get it painted up, make it look pretty. All right, we're getting closer here. I'm working on the second hole, got the first one drilled. This baby's tight, holding everything in place. We did remove this piece of junk that was up under there. This weighs it weighs a fraction as much as that, and it'll be stronger, and it'll be removable and work better. All right, after much drilling, the new trans member's done here, or cross member, whatever the heck you want to call it. I've already loosened it up. I'm gonna take it back out now that I know everything fits and works, and clean it up and paint it up, make it pretty. I just primered those parts. I'll wait for them to dry, and I think I'm gonna try to degrease the bottom of this car here. It's pretty filthy, a lot of grease and grime and whatnot, and see what we can't scrub off there. All right, I'm making a huge mess. Pretty much the whole bottom of the car looks about like that. It's got grease and grime and old oil and all that junk up under it here. I sprayed degreaser through the whole thing. I've been scrubbing it, so most of it looks like that now. A lot of it came off. It's looking a lot better, so it's a lot of work, but it's worth it. The car is on the ground, and before anybody can say anything about the blue padding, I'm working on it. All right, I climbed in here to cut the rest of these blue things off, and I'm now realizing I have a bunch of stuff all over my face. Oh, that's all there. Anyway, once I got in here, I started putting the seat belts on, getting them fitted to me, and put the steering wheel on. We got to replace that steering wheel, but still, I can't help but think about when I was a kid, and my dad had a Monte Carlo in the backyard for whatever reason. I'm not really sure what we did with the car, but I used to sit in the car and I would be out there for hours pretending like I was Dale Earnhardt. And then when I would obviously win the race, I would jump out and jump on the roof of the car and put a bunch of dents in it. It's good that we weren't using that car for anything, but I know it's a different kind of racing, but it's pretty cool to have an actual race car. All right, no more blue foam. Now I'm literally waiting on paint to dry so I can put the parts back on the car.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, back at the shop. It is a couple days later, and I realized I left the other day and never showed what this cross member or trans mount actually looked like. So basically, after all that work, we're not scrapping this, but we are going to remake these mounts. We got some tubing that actually fits flush in here. Johnny was worried about vibration, so we're going to remedy that. And this part is chromoly, so we'll be using that. While we were away, Jegs delivered the MSD distributor for the car. It has the bronze gear on the bottom for the solid roller. And it's locked out so we can do a crank trigger at a later time. They delivered the trans cooler, and then I've got the steering wheel to go on. She's coming together. I've got the engine plate ordered, just waiting for it to come in. And for some reason, it's not letting me track it. So, don't know what's going on with that.
The following Thursday.
All right, after a few days of waiting, the engine plate is here. So, we're gonna have to do some trimming on that. And we will get it where we can sit it in the car. Johnny's gonna sit the trans in. And we'll get our trans mount right and fixed and finished. And then we'll be ready to set the engine down in, get everything aligned. We'll get our tabs made and welded on, our new tabs, and then we'll be just about ready to get everything rolling.
Much later.
All right, it is 2:40 in the morning, and Johnny's always here. He's already got the transmission in. He has already rebuilt the cross member for it, and I think we're getting close to putting the engine in, right?
Close.
Getting close.
We still have, I thought about things we had to do to it before we get it in there, so we'll have to probably put it off a while.
Okay.
6 hours later.
All right, while I was gone, Johnny's got the water neck on there. He found some more plugs. He put the starter on, and he's got the flywheel on. We're gonna go ahead and get it torqued out the way it needs to be. And we're on the stand here, so we're just about ready to go in. All right, we're primed. The flywheel's cranked down, and Johnny says we're about ready to sit the engine in this thing. Johnny, you want to snap us to the next scene?
Huh?
I said, do you want to snap us to the next scene?
Snap what?
Just give me one of these.
Oh, when?
Yeah,
Now?
right now, go ahead. I gotta go get a couple more bolts to get it bolted up. But we've got a few started, and then we'll get it bolted right and get everything lined up and set it down. All right, engine's mounted up. It's all bolted in. It's sitting level, and it's sitting on a jack right now. So I have a motor plate. I'm gonna make a template out of cardboard, so I have to do some trimming and then weld the tabs in to get it mounted there. Alright, I got the template all cut out. I've marked my engine plate, and we're going to start doing some cutting here. It's fit in the car. This is the rough side.
This will do it.
For the chassis, or for the frame rail?
Yeah, knocking the paint off. And then you don't have to weld them to that if you don't want to. You have to.
I got this edge cleaned up with the angle grinder, and got the edges knocked off. We got it shaped exactly where it'll fit, and then this fits exactly around the frame rail here. So trying to make it look good. Stuck in here. Did a lot of work cleaning up these edges. Got it formed around the frame support there, and formed around the frame support there, and it fits pretty darn good. We're working on getting our closed tab placement, and then get that sucker welded on it. Had to do a very little bit of clearance in there on the linkage, but overall this thing turned out great. The edges look great. It's nice and close there, nice and close there. So if I'm feeling froggy, I'll come back tonight and prep these to weld the tabs on. All right, that is gonna do it for this video, I believe. Hopefully next video you guys will hear that thing start up. Sam said she doesn't like my hat, which I find very offensive. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for following us on this journey of getting this car ready. And it won't be too much longer, and we'll be going down the track with it. We just need a few more things and a few more work days. We'll have it ready to go. Thank you.